is everything. A few E3s ago, we found ourselves in a closed-off area of the show floor. Ushered to our seats, we watched as a game demo started up on the big screen. A name flashed steel and chrome: Mad Max. It brought back memories of grainy VHS tapes, late-night movies, and shoulder pads made of tyres. It felt nostalgic. This E3, after we've been bathed in the orange light of Mad Max Fury Road, a movie which relentlessly shunted the series up to date, watching the Mad Max game suddenly felt less nostalgic, less rose-tinted. Instead, it seems sleek as chrome, dark as diesel, and custom-built for a new world. Timing is everything, and Mad Max has its timing exactly right. It's impossible to talk about Mad Max without talking about Fury Road, an action film that, rather than play to dusty memories, decided to twin the best of 1980s action with none of the macho posturing and ugly ideas. "Here's an action movie you don't have to feel guilty about liking!" it shouted over the sound of 10 V8 engines welded to each other. Fury Road has given Mad Max the game one hell of a shot in the arm. Suddenly, the series is at the top of everyone's list, and the game is the next stop on the road. However, it has also set the highest of standards for the game to follow. While the Mad Max of a few years ago might have got by as a passable open-world game, the Mad Max of today has to give us action and intelligence, character and chaos. We don't know if Mad Max will match this standard, especially as so far the story has been taking a backseat to the action. But thankfully, the action is not looking too shabby at all. Developers Avalanche, well known for their history of vehicle-based chaos in the Just Cause series, get Mad Max. They get that its car combat is about physicality, force and grinding metal, not rocket launchers and power-ups. Fuel and resources are a constant consideration, and ramming is the basic language of the fight. Throw in a harpoon gun that can rip the wheels off other cars, and you have an appropriately visceral car combat engine. Mad Max feels just right when you're behind the wheel. But Mad Max's Wasteland also requires you to get out of the driver's seat and go crack some heads. It's in these moments that the presence of publisher Warner Bros. Becomes most evident. Essentially, Mad Max's combat is a weightier version of the Arkham series' now standard brawls. Punch, dodge, counter. It's standard stuff, and while it handles well, it doesn't have the Mad Max feel of the driving. It also points towards a wider worry about Mad Max. Though it is taking its cues from the movies, it also pulls a lot from Warner Bros.' recent catalogue of open-world games. There are shades of Shadow of Mordor to the missions and warlords, but there is no nemesis system. The combat is like Batman, but without its fantastic stealth elements. The worst thing for Mad Max would be for it to be left stranded in the wasteland of generic open-world design, just another fallen road warrior. But the game is not condemned to the junk heap yet. There's something in the tone of its world that seems to suggest that Avalanche might just have got things right. This is not a Fury Road-style edge-of-your-seat roller coaster. This is life in the wasteland. And life in the wasteland means scavenging for fuel. It means hunting war boys. It means deadly dust storms and vast, lifeless expanses. It's brutal, beautiful, and harsh. And that's what Avalanche seem to be offering. Whether that will be enough to pull Mad Max out of the shadow of Fury Road is difficult to know. But if there was ever a time for a great Mad Max game, it's now.